What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on Sneaker Talk. The last video we covered a bunch of sneakerhead terminology, so we're going to continue the series of how to become a sneakerhead and tell you guys and let you guys know how to camp for sneakers and tips for camping for sneakers, because let's face it, there's a lot of really rare sneakers out there, but you probably know by now that the process when it comes to getting these hype sneakers is pretty complicated. There's either things like raffles or first come first serve. There's a lot of stuff going on. So when you want releases like this, like the off-white Air Jordan 1 or anything off-white, most Yeezys are raffles these days. But yeah, when it comes to hype sneaker releases and lineups, there's some guidelines you guys need to follow so you guys can camp and line up safely. In today's video, I'm gonna cover 10 tips on camping for sneakers. Now, if you guys do find this video helpful, please do share it with a friend who is, potentially gonna camp for sneakers. And if you've never camped for sneakers before, or you're about to camp out for sneakers, let me know which sneaker you are camping out for or lining up for in the comment section down below. And yes, I did film this video 5 years ago, just like my sneaker lingo video, but we're doing an updated version. So yeah, without wasting any more of your time, let's get into these tips. Tip number 1, do your research. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you don't want to just show up to a release the morning of and then find out that it's a raffle, because that would suck. That would really suck. So before you camp out for sneakers or line up for sneakers really early in the morning, you need to make sure you know your stuff when it comes to the stores and the procedures. There's different ways you can go about doing this. You can call in the store ahead of time on the phone, old fashioned, or you can walk into the store and ask the employees or manager what's up. Be like, yo, the Air Jordan 1 Pine Green is releasing this weekend. Are you guys doing a first come first serve lineup, or is it going to be a raffle? So yeah, just have some sort of communication with the store so you know which stores are doing a first come first serve. And also, some stores like Foot Locker will have a launch locator on their website, so you don't even have to call and do any human interaction. God forbid you have human interaction. You can check on their websites, Champ Sports, Foot Locker, Foot Action, whatever it is, enter in like your city or whatever, and it'll tell you which stores are getting certain pairs, and also if there's going to be a first come first serve procedure. And if it doesn't have that information, usually the phone number for that store is right beside it, so you can just call them up right after. Tip number 2, we're living in the era of social media. So most stores will have a social media presence, including an Instagram account or Twitter account. What you gotta do is, you don't have to follow these accounts, but if you want to stay up to date and get like the information as quick as possible, follow those accounts, whether it be Foot Locker, Champs, Livestock if you're in Toronto. Follow these accounts because they'll often post information on their feed with a photo of the sneaker and the procedure for what's going to go down for that particular release. And also, some of these stores will run Instagram raffles for the opportunity to buy the shoe at its retail price. So in Toronto, for example, Livestock will have raffles where you can enter on both Instagram, and then you can also go in store for a separate raffle where you get a card and you input the code online, and now you're entered in that raffle as well. So follow the Instagram accounts of the sneaker stores you plan to hit up. By the way, if you want to follow me, my Instagram is @SneakerTalkCA. We have some crazy Yeezy giveaways coming soon and some Air Jordan giveaways. So stay tuned, and my Facebook is @SneakerTalkCA. We'll do some exclusive stuff over there too. Tip number 3, your travel plans. How will you be getting to the lineup? Will you be taking a car? Will you be driving? Will you be taking an Uber, taking a bus? Will you be taking a longboard, a booster board, a scooter, a moped, one of those Paul Blart Mall Cop, what were those things called? I honestly forget. You know what I'm talking about, that thing. How are you gonna get to the release? Are you gonna walk? Make sure your transportation is planned and accounted for. And if you are younger and you're gonna go ask your parents to line up, or not line up, but drive you to the lineup, your parents are the MVPs if they line up with you. If you are gonna ask your parents to drive you, or if you're gonna have a ride, make sure they know ahead of time. Give them an advance notice, at least 1 to 2 days ahead of time. You don't wanna just wake them up at 8 in the morning and be like,
yo mom, please take me to Foot Locker. I have to get these Jordans.
Don't be that guy. Tip number 4, go with friends. At these lineups, it can be pretty intimidating. There's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of strangers, and a lot of sketchy fellows. Okay, I actually did a camp out vlog with my friend Grant for the Air Jordan 1 Royal. I'll leave that linked down below, and you guys can see how that entire camp out process went. My boy Grant lined up for almost 24 hours, and then I came, I think like 8 hours or 9 hours before the release actually happened. But there was a lot of sus stuff happening at the lineup. Okay, there was cutting, there was thugs there was a lot of unacceptable things happening. Okay, so you don't want to get cut, go with friends. It's like a pack mentality, power in numbers. If you're by yourself, you'll likely just get brushed aside and people will pick on you, and you won't really have a crew to back you up when it comes to another crew. So go with friends, and on top of that, if you want to pay your friend to line up with you and get another pair, or if your friend just wants to camp out with you and be a great friend and get you another pair, keep those friends in your life. Go with friends, it definitely does help. And if not, at least make friends in the lineup, because if you can make friends there, then you guys can sort of reserve each other's spots when you have to go to the restroom, for example, and you guys will just have good company, and who knows, maybe you'll meet your best friend at a sneaker lineup. Tip number 5, food, water, and snacks. You can get pretty hungry, and the last thing you want to do in lineup is be hungry and angry and irritated. It sucks. So at least when you go, make sure your stomach is full, so you're in a okay mood at least, and then bring some snacks, maybe bring a water bottle or two, bring some food, because you do get pretty hungry if you're going to be staying up all night long camping for sneakers. Tip number 6, dress appropriately. When it comes to these lineups, especially in Canada, it can get very, very cold. Sometimes lineups are even canceled because of how cold it got. So make sure you guys have the appropriate attire for the lineup, whether it be just the right amount of clothing so you're not cold or not too hot. And if you are in other countries that you're not used to, be potentially prepared for a dress code. You might want to call the store ahead of time if there's going to be a dress code, but some stores in Japan particularly, it's really huge in Japan, they will have dress codes for particular releases. When I was in Japan in 2018 or 2019, they released the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1. And in order to line up for that release, which was a raffle or a first come first serve, one of the two, you had to be wearing a pair of Travis Scott sneakers already. Whether it be the Air Force Ones, the 4s, whatever it is, you had to be wearing a pair of Travis Scott sneakers. It's also pretty common for stores to do that for Air Jordan 1 releases in Japan. So you just have to wear at least an Air Jordan 1. And this is just a way for these stores to combat against certain resellers, because like resellers will often just hire random people, random strangers to line up with them and just hire them to be a body count. So they're securing an extra pair to resell or flip. Make sure if there is a dress code, if you're from North America, it's not likely to happen, but if you are in Japan, for example, be prepared for potential dress codes. But the main takeaway for number 6 is make sure you dress warmly. If you are in a colder area, just dress appropriately for the lineup, and maybe bring a blanket if you really want to. Tip number 7, go to the washroom, the restroom, the comfort room, whatever you call it in your country. Make sure you take a leak, you do your due diligence in the restroom, your number 1, your number 2, go before you line up, because waiting in line sucks, especially if you have to, go. And if you actually have to pee while waiting in line, it makes your body colder apparently. So if you have to pee, just get it out of your system. Make sure you are informing the other people in line. If you do have to go to the restroom, yo, I gotta go, hold my spot down. And on that note, some lineups will have a makeshift sort of manager at the front of the line. They'll write down names in a particular order. So if you do go to the lineup, make sure if they do have a list of people and their names are in order, make sure your name is at least on that list, or you might be screwed out of the release completely. Tip number 8, be busy or sleep. If you can sleep, bless your heart. But usually at these releases, you're up all night long. So have something that will keep you occupied while you're there. Whether it be a Nintendo Switch, a 3DS, good old-fashioned book, newspaper, magazine, whatever it is, have something that you can be preoccupied with while waiting in line, because it often feels like forever when you're just waiting there, or at least have some good company to have some conversations with. Or you can vlog it too, like I did. Again, link to my Camping Up for the Royal 1 release, link down below. But yeah, just keep yourself busy, because boredom will suck. Tip number 9, charge your devices. The last thing you want is your phone to die while in line. And that sort of goes back to number 8. You can totally just be on your phone the entire time, maybe download some YouTube videos from your favorite sneaker YouTuber channel that maybe you're watching right now. Make sure all of your devices are charged, and if you do have other sort of external batteries for your phone, maybe you have a extra phone case that has a battery inside of it, or an extra battery that you've bought off Amazon or something, make sure those devices are charged as well, because it will really suck if your device dies and you can't communicate with people from the outside world and you're just there, just fighting for your sneakers by yourself. And tip number 10 is to bring a chair. Make sure you bring a chair if you can. Some campouts will not allow lawn chairs, but if you have a lawn chair, bring a lawn chair, because that thing will be your best friend. Sit in it, get cozy. If you can get one of those ones that can recline, you know, that can do this, like you can get one that can recline, that's blessed too, because then you'll most definitely be able to sleep. But make sure you guys bring a chair if you're allowed to bring a chair. If you guys made it to the end of the video, do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button if this video helped you out, and share it with somebody who might like this video or might need to hear some of the tips in this video. If you are planning to camp out for a upcoming sneaker release, please comment down below which release you are camping out for or looking forward to. And if you guys have any tips that I might have missed, please comment them down below too. And make sure you guys thumb up and upvote those good tips that I missed, because I wasn't able to cover all of them. Of course, I'm only one guy, but I'll be sure to heart and reply and all that good stuff in the comment section down below. And if you guys want to brush up on your sneaker terminology, I have that video linked down below too, or at one of the cards on screen right now. Sneaker Lingo 101 for 2020. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you spending your time with me. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Happy camping. Peace out.